there are women who, without performing or pretending, completely captivate a man's mind, body and soul in the most intimate moments. These women don't act like performers or make sounds they think they should make. Instead, they're so authentically present, so genuinely engaged, that men become utterly obsessed with them, thinking about them constantly, unable to find satisfaction anywhere else. What these women understand is an ancient secret that Lao Tzu encoded in the Tao Te Ching 2,500 years ago, a law of energy so powerful that it transforms physical intimacy into spiritual connection, making them absolutely unforgettable. While other women exhaust themselves with performance and pretense, these women conquer through something far more powerful: pure presence. Today, I'm going to reveal this hidden law and why the woman who masters authentic intimacy becomes the one he can never replace. But first, let's talk about what you might be experiencing in your intimate life. Maybe you've been told that being good in bed means being loud, dramatic, or performing like you're in a movie. You've been taught that passion means making the sounds you think he wants to hear, that satisfaction means constant movement, that pleasing him means exhausting yourself with performance. So you try to be what you think he wants. You perform pleasure instead of feeling it. You make sounds because you think that's what passion sounds like, not because they're genuine expressions of what you're experiencing. You focus on his satisfaction while disconnecting from your own body and authentic responses. Maybe you've noticed that despite all your efforts, something feels missing. The connection doesn't last beyond the physical moment. He seems satisfied, but not transformed. You're left feeling empty despite giving everything, like you're performing a role rather than experiencing true intimacy. You might even feel like you're competing with fantasies or other women, trying to be louder, more dramatic, more everything. You've been convinced that more performance equals more connection, that acting passionate is the same as being passionate. Perhaps you've started to believe that your natural responses aren't enough, that you need to amplify everything, that authenticity in bed is somehow boring or insufficient compared to the theatrical displays you see in media. But what if I told you that this entire approach is working against the deepest laws of feminine power? What if the secret to becoming absolutely unforgettable in bed has nothing to do with performance and everything to do with something far more profound? Lao Tzu wrote, "The Tao that can be spoken is not the true Tao." He understood that the most profound power operates not through performance, but through authentic being, through genuine presence, through real connection, through the sacred space between pretending and truly feeling. But there's another principle he taught that speaks directly to intimate connection. Know the masculine, but keep to the feminine. The female overcomes the male with stillness, lying low in stillness. This isn't about being passive. It's about accessing the profound power of authentic feminine response. The woman who conquers through presence understands that true power in intimacy comes not from performing what she thinks he wants to hear, but from expressing what she's genuinely feeling. In ancient Taoist understanding, intimate energy is life force itself, the same qi that flows through all existence. When this energy is approached with performance and pretense, it scatters and dissipates, but when approached with authentic presence and genuine response, it accumulates and transforms both people involved. Think about this. The most powerful experiences in life aren't theatrical, they're real. The woman who embodies this principle becomes irresistible, not because she's performing better, but because she's being authentic. Her genuine responses, her real expressions of pleasure, her authentic engagement creates a magnetic field that draws him deeper than any performance ever could. When she's present in intimate moments, she's not thinking about how she should sound or what faces to make. She's completely absorbed in what she's actually feeling, breathing with natural rhythm, responding authentically to real sensation. This presence creates connection that transcends the physical and touches the soul. This is what Lao Tzu called wu wei in intimacy, effortless action that accomplishes everything without struggle. She doesn't work to be unforgettable. She simply is unforgettable because she's completely, authentically herself. For generations, women have been taught that their value in intimacy comes from how well they please others. You've learned to disconnect from your own body and focus entirely on his experience. You've been told that good lovers are loud, dramatic, always moving, always giving, essentially always performing. This creates what Taoist masters would call scattered energy, effort that dissipates rather than accumulates. When you're performing, you're not present. When you're thinking about how you look or sound, you're not feeling what's actually happening in your body. When you're focused entirely on his pleasure while ignoring your own, you're missing the profound connection that happens when two people are fully present together. The modern approach to intimacy is very yang, active, goal-oriented, performance-based, but Lao Tzu teaches us that true power comes from the integration of yin and yang, and that authentic feminine energy, receptive yet responsive, flowing yet engaged, is what creates the container for profound transformation. Here's what happens when you operate from performance mode. You exhaust yourself trying to be impressive, instead of allowing yourself to be impressed by genuine sensation and connection. You create distance through artificiality, rather than intimacy through authenticity. Performance creates a barrier between your real self and your partner. You focus on his validation, rather than your own genuine experience, which actually makes the encounter less satisfying for both of you. You compete with fantasies rather than offering something irreplaceable, your authentic self and real responses. You miss the profound pleasure that comes from being completely present in your own body during intimate moments. The woman who conquers through presence understands that her greatest gift isn't a performance. It's her authentic response to genuine pleasure. She becomes a mirror that reflects his effect on her real body, real emotions, real pleasure. This authentic feedback is what creates obsession. Not because she's the best actress, but because she's the most real. The profound reframe that changes everything is this: your natural responses aren't something to improve upon or replace with performance. They're the source of your most magnetic power. Your authentic expressions of pleasure, your genuine reactions, your real presence. These are what make you irreplaceable. Lao Tzu teaches, the sage achieves without striving, leads without forcing, teaches without lecturing. The woman who conquers through presence embodies this principle perfectly. She achieves profound connection without striving for it, leads him into deeper intimacy without forcing it, teaches him about real pleasure without lecturing about it. Here's what authentic presence looks like in intimate moments. Genuine expression. Instead of making sounds she thinks he wants to hear, she allows authentic expressions to emerge naturally from real pleasure. The difference is profound. Real response versus performed response creates completely different energy and connection. Present moment awareness. Instead of thinking about how she looks or what she should do next, she's completely absorbed in what she's actually feeling right now. This presence is magnetic because it's rare, authentic rhythm. Instead of constantly moving to create stimulation, she learns to be present with sensation, allowing intensity to build naturally according to her body's real responses rather than manufactured timing. Integrated pleasure. Instead of focusing entirely on his experience while disconnecting from her own, she stays connected to her own body and genuinely communicates what she's feeling. This isn't selfish, it's essential for real connection. Natural vulnerability. Instead of trying to look perfect or controlled, she allows herself to be completely authentic. Real responses, genuine expressions, actual pleasure. This authenticity creates the safety where true intimacy can emerge. When you operate from this authentic presence, you become absolutely unforgettable because you offer something that performance can never provide: genuine connection. You become a sanctuary where he can experience not just physical pleasure, but the profound satisfaction of actually affecting you, of creating real responses in a real woman. But there are even deeper secrets that the Taoist masters understood about feminine power and intimacy, secrets that transform physical connection into spiritual experience and create bonds that transcend the ordinary. The ancient Taoists knew that intimate energy is creative life force. The same energy that creates life also creates art, inspiration, spiritual awakening. When this energy is approached with reverence, rather than casual consumption, it becomes a pathway to profound connection and transformation. The woman who understands this doesn't just share her body, she shares her authentic responses. She doesn't just receive pleasure, she genuinely feels it and expresses that feeling naturally. She becomes what the Taoists called a jade woman, one who responds so authentically that the experience becomes transformative for both people. Here's what happens at this deeper level. Soul recognition. When you're completely authentic in intimate moments, he experiences not just physical pleasure, but soul-level recognition. He feels seen and known because you're being real with him. Energetic amplification. Your authentic responses don't just please him. They amplify the energy between you, creating experiences that feel almost mystical in their intensity and connection. Sacred space creation. Your presence becomes a container for something sacred. The intimacy transcends the physical and becomes a spiritual experience that both people remember forever. Transformative mirroring. Your genuine responses show him the effect he has on a real person, which is profoundly validating and creates deep emotional bonding beyond physical attraction. Timeless connection. When two people are completely present and authentic together, time seems to stop. These moments become anchored in memory as sacred experiences. This is why he can't forget her. It's not because she was the loudest or the most dramatic, it's because through her authentic presence and genuine responses, he experienced something real. He felt the profound satisfaction of actually affecting her, of creating genuine pleasure in a genuine person. He experienced intimacy not just as physical release, but as authentic human connection. When you understand and embody these principles, your entire experience of intimacy transforms. You stop feeling like you need to prove anything and start experiencing genuine pleasure. You stop exhausting yourself through performance and start feeling energized by authentic connection. Here's what this transformation looks like. From performance to presence, you stop acting passionate and start feeling passion. You stop making sounds you think you should make and start expressing what you actually feel. This authenticity is magnetic because it's real. From giving to exchanging, instead of one-sided focus on his pleasure, you create mutual experiences where both people are giving and receiving authentically. This creates much deeper satisfaction for both. From comparison to uniqueness, you stop trying to compete with others and start offering what only you can give, your authentic self, your real responses, your genuine presence. From anxiety to flow. When you're not performing, you can relax into natural rhythm and flow. This relaxation allows for much deeper pleasure and connection. From emptiness to fulfillment, authentic encounters leave you feeling more connected to yourself and your partner, rather than depleted from performing. The man who experiences this level of authentic feminine presence becomes connected not to your performance, but to the genuine experience of touching your soul and being touched by yours. You become associated in his mind, not just with physical pleasure, but with the rare experience of authentic intimacy. This is why some women become unforgettable, while others, despite being technically skilled or dramatically expressive, are easily forgotten. The unforgettable ones understand that they're not just sharing bodies, they're sharing authentic experiences, creating genuine connections that touch something much deeper than physical sensation. This ancient wisdom that Lao Tzu encoded in the Tao isn't just about becoming unforgettable to men, it's about reclaiming the sacred dimension of authentic feminine response. It's about understanding that intimacy is not performance art, but the most vulnerable and real expression of human connection. The woman who conquers through presence isn't trying to possess anyone through performance. She's so connected to her own authentic responses that others naturally want to experience that realness. She doesn't perform, she feels. She doesn't act, she responds. She doesn't pretend. She embodies authentic experience. This path requires courage. The courage to be authentic in a world that rewards performance, to respond genuinely in a culture that values acting, to trust your real responses in a society that often teaches women to fake them. Start by practicing presence in everyday moments. Learn to feel your body fully when you're walking, eating, breathing. The more connected you are to authentic experience in daily life, the more present you can be in intimate moments. Cultivate genuine expression rather than performed expression. Practice making sounds that feel real to you rather than sounds you think you should make. Practice moving in ways that feel good to your body rather than ways you think look good. Learn to receive pleasure authentically rather than performing it. Many women are so focused on giving a show that they never learn to truly feel and respond to genuine sensation and connection. Release the need to control the experience through performance. Trust that when you're genuinely present and authentically responsive, the connection will naturally deepen beyond what any acting could create. Most importantly, remember that your authentic responses are not something to improve or replace. They're your greatest gift. Your real pleasure, your genuine expressions, your authentic presence, these are what make you irreplaceable. When you do this, you don't just become unforgettable to men, you become unforgettable to yourself. You remember what genuine pleasure feels like, what authentic response sounds like, what real connection creates. You reconnect with the sacred feminine power that responds authentically rather than performs artificially. If this message resonates with something deep in your soul, if you feel called to explore this ancient path of authentic feminine response, then you're ready to transform, not just your intimate life, but your entire relationship with your own genuine self. Like this video if you're ready to stop performing and start feeling authentically. Comment below and share. What would change in your intimate life if you fully embraced genuine response over performed passion? Subscribe because we're going deeper into these ancient mysteries that can transform your understanding of what it means to be authentically powerful as a woman in every area of life. Remember, you were never meant to conquer through performance. You were meant to conquer through authentic presence and genuine response. And when you do, you become absolutely irresistible, not because you're acting like someone else, but because you're being magnificently yourself. The ancient masters knew this secret. Now it's time for you to embody it.